Hi, my name is Michelle, and I am here to give you a 15-minute roll to release class using just tennis balls. So you're just going to actually need for this one, because we're going to do feet, we're just going to use one tennis ball. So we'll just put them off to the side for now. And what we're going to do before we actually get into the release is we're going to assess how you feel in the lower part of the body. So what I want you to do is just take your feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to hinge from your hips, and you're going to go into a standing forward fold, just releasing your hands to the floor and letting your head go, softening the back of the knees. And you're just going to rest here for a moment. And I want you to just do a body scan from your feet all the way up to your tailbone, just allowing yourself a moment to understand how the back of the body feels and how the feet feel. And so notice where you're landing in your feet, in the fronts of the feet. Are you even in the big toe and the heel? Or are you weighting yourself to the outside of the foot more than the inside, or vice versa? And then notice the heels of the feet, if they're planted firmly into the floor, or again, if you're weighting yourself into the outside or the inside of the foot. And then take a scan of your calf muscles from your heel all the way up to your kneecap, and just notice where the tension lies through the calves. Notice the back of the knees if there's tight or tension there, and up into the hamstrings if they're a little bit tight, and then into the low back. And just take notice of all that, as when we come into our foot release, we're going to release the back fascial line of the body, allowing all that tension in the lower body to go. And so we'll finish our class with a reassessment in this forward fold. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And I want you to grab that tennis ball for me, and you're going to place it underneath the arch of your right foot. So right in the center of the foot, you're going to place the ball. And all I want you to do is just gently create pressure down onto the ball and then release. So just allowing yourself a moment to adjust to the pressure of the ball. And what that's doing is we're just getting the body used to the pressure that we're creating. And so what I want you to think about the whole time that we're doing this is that you stay within mild discomfort and not pain. So you should never feel like you're cringing. It should feel like a relaxed position in the body. And now I want you to just press down and hold and stay there for a moment. Try not to curl your toes, just kind of spread them apart and relax the foot. And as we release the bottom of the foot, we're going to release tension through the whole back of the body, but it also releases not just the lower body, but you're going to get all the way up into the neck, into the spine, and actually into the front of your forehead, into your third eye. So that back fascial line goes from the big toe all the way up your back into your third eye. You're going to release that pressure, and then what I want you to do is take the ball up into the ball of the foot. So starting at your big toe, so imagine my hand is your foot. You're going to start at the ball of the foot, and you're going to go on your big toe, and you're going to push down into the big toe. And then you're going to release that pressure, and you're going to move to your second toe. You're going to push down there, and then release, move to the third toe. On the ball of the foot, press down, and then release, and go into the fourth, press down, and release, and then to the fifth, push down, and then release that pressure. You're going to come back to the big toe on the ball of the foot, and you're going to roll just below the ball of the foot, just at the top of the arch, and you're going to press down there and hold. So be gentle in this spot, because it can sometimes be fairly tender in this one. And then I want you to release that pressure and roll the ball down right into the arch of the foot. Okay, and then press down there and hold. Again, be gentle, staying within that mild discomfort. And then release that. Now you're going to roll the ball across the bottom of the foot towards the outside edge of your foot, and you're going to direct the pressure of the foot towards the outside edge, and just hold there. And then release that, and now come above the heel of the foot and press just above the heel of the foot. Good. And then come back to the center of the foot. You're going to put the heel on the floor. You're going to push down into the ball. And I want you to imagine that you have a towel underneath your toes, and you're going to begin to curl and release your toes like you're pulling that towel closer to the ball. Okay, so just curl and release, and we're pulling fluid into that connective tissue in the bottom of the foot right now. So creating that gentle pressure down into the foot and curling and releasing the toes as you pull that imaginary towel closer towards your foot. Excellent. Then release that, move the ball back onto just above the heel of the foot. Put the ball of the foot on the floor so your foot's on an angle. You're going to create some pressure into the ball, and then you're going to rock side to side with your foot. Gentle, small rock side to side. That you're creating a nice little massage across the fascia of the foot. and then release that. You're going to come back to the ball of the foot, start at the big toe again, put your heel on the floor so you're on an angle like this. You're going to push down into the ball and you're going to roll across the knuckles with pressure. So push down, roll across. Once you get to your baby toe, you're going to release that pressure, come back to the big toe. Push down, roll across the foot, release the pressure once you get to the baby toe, come back to the big toe. One more time, push down, roll across, and then release. Now come back to the big toe, hover your foot over top of the ball, and you're going to roll from the ball of the foot to the heel with pressure, release to come up to the second toe. So push down into the ball of the foot, roll to the heel with pressure, come up, start at your second toe, push down, roll to the ball or the heel, and then release, come back up. Third one, push down and roll, and release. Fourth one, push down and roll, and release. Fifth one, push down and roll, and release. Now you're going to come to the center of your foot, push down into the ball, and we do what's scrubbing the foot. So we're going to shake our leg over top of the ball and scrub the whole foot with the ball, just releasing any last bit of tension underneath that foot. And then we're going to release that ball out from underneath us, and you're just going to stand with your feet shoulder width apart. And what you should notice right now is that your right leg feels slightly longer than your left because we've released the tension in the back of the body. So let's assess the difference between our right side and our left. Take your forward fold position, bring your hands to the floor, and just notice the length difference between the right side and the left. You should feel a lot more loose, a lot more connected from the ankle all the way up to the low back on the right side. And then just roll all the way up. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we start with that ball again at the center of the foot. And again, you're going to create that awareness of pressure in the body. So you're just going to push down and off of the ball, nice and slow, and just create that gentle pressure, always staying within that mild discomfort. So some of the benefits that come out of releasing our feet is if you do this before you go to bed, you'll actually sleep better at night because you're releasing the tension in the back of the body. Releasing your feet helps to release tension through the hamstrings and the low back. So all of the muscles and the fascia are connected in the body. So just by doing this one small thing, you can make a massive difference in the body. Press down into that ball, hold it there. Good. And then we're going to release it, come up to the ball of the foot, starting at that big toe again. Push down and release. Move to the second toe, push down and release. And third one, push down and release. Fourth one. And then one more time. Good. And then come back to the big toe. Roll just below the ball of the foot, so at the top of the arch. Press there and hold. Be gentle if that's quite tender. And then release that, move down into the arch of the foot. So slide the ball down to the arch. So these are great socks because that Lululemon stripe that's across is exactly where the arch of the foot is. Good. And then release that, move the ball across the bottom of the foot. Direct that pressure to the outside edge of your foot. And then release that, come just above the heel of the foot. Press there. Excellent. And then come to the center of the foot, put the heel on the floor, press down into the ball. And remember that towel? We're going to scrunch those toes like we're pulling that towel closer towards the ball. So curl and release the toes. Good. Pulling that fluid into the connective tissue. And then I want you to release that, come to the heel of the foot, put the ball of the foot on the floor, gentle pressure on the ball, and rock side to side. Yep, good. And then come back to the ball of the foot, put the heel on the floor, start at your big toe, rolling across the ball of the foot with pressure. Once you get to your baby toe, release that pressure to come back. Push down, roll across, and release. One more time, push down, roll across, and release. And then now hover your foot over top of the ball, starting at your big toe, push down and roll to the heel with pressure. Release the pressure to come back up to the second toe. Push down and roll. And release. Third one, push down and roll. And release. Fourth one, push down, roll. And release. One more time, push down and roll. And release. And then come to the center of the foot, light pressure on the ball, and scrub the bottom of your foot. So nice gentle scrub of the foot. Good. And then release. Place the ball just between the feet and just notice as you stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Notice how your left leg now feels with your right. You should feel more even again. And as you take your standing forward fold, your knees are soft, you hinge from the hips,
We let that upper body fold forward, and you notice that there's more tension released in the back of the body. What you should also notice is that your forward fold gets a lot deeper. So it's a nice way to release those hamstrings and find more flexibility in the hamstring without actually doing a hamstring stretch. And then you're gonna roll up, and we're gonna do one more little exercise for our feet so that we get a little bit more lengthening out of the calf muscles. So we're gonna go back to the right foot. You're going to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and you're gonna place the ball in the center of the right foot with the heel on the floor. So feet are shoulder width apart. You're gonna push down into the ball. So your right foot is on an angle like this. You're gonna push down into the ball to create pressure, and then we're gonna hinge from the hips again, and you're gonna notice that you get a little bit more stretch through the calf muscle on the right side. So staying in this forward fold, we're gonna let the arms relax, the head relax, soften the knees, but push down into the right foot. So feel that pressure underneath the right foot and the lengthening of the calf. And now we're gonna do a couple deep knee bends. So you're gonna bend into your knees, and then you're gonna straighten your legs. And bend into the knees, and then straighten. And again, bend and straighten 2 more times. Bend, and you're keeping pressure underneath that or on that right foot. 1 more time, bend and straighten, and then come all the way up and release that side. And let's do that on the other side. So I'm gonna do it from the side just so you can see. So place the ball underneath the left foot. You're gonna push down into that ball, feet are shoulder width apart, hinge from the hips. Coming into that forward fold again, your left foot is on an angle. You're pushing down into that left foot, finding that forward fold, releasing the arms, releasing the head, softening the knees. Stay here for a breath. And then we're gonna go into those deep knee bends. So bend the knees, keep the pressure under or on the left foot, and then straighten the legs. Bend the knees and straighten. And again, bend the knees and straighten. Let's do 3 more. Bend the knees and straighten. Try and keep the left heel on the floor the whole time. And 1 more. Good. And then slowly come all the way up. And again, move the ball off from underneath your feet one last time to finish this little 15-minute session off, as we're going to stand with those feet shoulder width apart. And again, one final forward fold to reassess how that lower body feels. And you may have noticed from the beginning, my forward fold, I'm now flat-handed on the floor rather than fingers touching the floor. So you have increased the amount of flexibility in the back of the body by releasing the fascial tension in the back of the body. Softly bend the knees, roll all the way up, and release. And thank you very much for joining me for the foot release with the tennis ball.